Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's Tuesday, March 4th, and today we're featuring some outdoor adventure, and we have a nod to Little Woman.
Welcome to Paw Print Live.
We also want to welcome back 14 students who attended the Dorian Band Festival Sunday and Monday at Luther College. After just a day of practice, they performed a full concert last night. Congratulations on a job well done, musicians.
And among those 14 musicians, 3 of them, Garrett Tandy, Keanu Goldsmith, and Jackson Teetons, like to spend time together outside of band honors. Instead of being glued to screens, they find their entertainment outdoors.
That's right. Jackson put together a video featuring students who seek adventure in the wild. Let's check that out.
Many people might think that camping is just staying at a campground in a camper, but for Garrett and Keanu, camping is about having an adventure while making lifelong memories with friends year-round.
We did a couple of river camping trips, and we went winter camping. Our canoe trip was 2 nights from Black River to Melrose. We had a very good time. There was a lot of struggles, and we had the storm coming in, so we were trying to hustle. We get stuck on the rock, and we're like leaning. Oh no! Trying to keep the canoe from tipping. So I like change into these rubber boots, and when I step out, it's all slippery and I'm hanging onto the canoe. And luckily we got off there. And as we're stuck there, Keanu just goes floating on by.
When we were camping on the river the first night, we were on a pretty narrow strip of sandbar.
The gate was already cracked on the dam, and if it went up anymore, our tents were gonna be flooded out. So we put like marker sticks out to watch the water. We had the canoe ready to escape. It was pretty crazy.
We had a very short but violent storm that eventually just turned into a sprinkle.
Luckily, the river didn't go up.
Peanut Cove was a giant sandbar that we found on the second day that we camped that had empty peanut shells scattered amongst where we were camping, and it was concentrated underneath Jackson's tent.
I feel like summer camping is a lot less work, and there's a lot more to do and a lot more daylight, whereas winter camping, it's a lot of work. It's hard. You need a lot of firewood and a lot of sleeping equipment to stay warm. The best part of camping is the time spent outdoors with your friends, away from video games and YouTube and all the social media. It's a time to slow down and just hang out with people.
The best part of camping is being outside, like especially on our river trip. When I woke up that first night and there was still the little mist over the water or whatever, that was pretty cool. And you just get to see some stuff that you don't usually get to see.
To start camping, I would start close to home. I would start where you could go home in the night if you have to, and where your car can be close so it's not so much work carrying everything. And then if you're scared of animals and whatnot in a tent, I would say you should rent a camper or potentially get a camper if you turn out to like it.
It looks like an awesome way to spend time outside, and they're already making plans for another river trip this summer.
Speaking of making plans, don't forget to plan out a night for Little Woman, the musical. The show is happening this Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. and Sunday at 2 p.m. at the Lunda Theater.
To give us a little behind-the-scenes insight, we caught up with the costume director, Miss Osborne, who has a history with the musical and has been working hard to bring the characters to life through their costumes. Let's hear from her now.
As spring rolls around, most people are ending their winter sports seasons and looking forward to graduation. But in the musical world, people are preparing for the spring musical. Among these people preparing is Miss Osborne, who is a part of the director team as the costume director.
When I first started, 2 of my really good friends were the choir director and the director of the shows, so I got kind of involved as a co-director that way. And it was just kind of something fun to do with my friends, and plus I really enjoy musical theater. So I've worked with a bunch of different shows, like some standouts for Black River Falls was Seussical and The Little Mermaid. I made a lot of costumes for those shows.
This isn't her first year she's been involved, but these last couple years she has stepped back and has taken a break from costuming for the spring production.
Hopping back into musical prep after the last couple years of taking a break has been interesting, because I did, previously I was more of a co-director role, but this time I'm taking more of a volunteer role, concentrating mostly just on costumes and kind of putting ideas and talking about stuff like that. But it's been kind of nice to be back.
In the past, Miss Osborne has worked with people like Miss Nugel, who is not only one of her colleagues, but also one of her longtime friends.
The past 11 years. We are friends outside of school. We've done game nights and things together. We've gone to Disney together, just as part of a group of friends. And we've done some trips in the summer, and I also feed her cats when she goes out of town.
They have worked on multiple shows together, and Miss Nugel has had the opportunity to see Miss Osborne's handiwork on display in many shows over the last 11 years.
She and I have kind of been part of a panel of directors that have worked together in the past. So it started out with her and Miss C and Mr. Phillips, and then we had Miss Walker that joined us, and she and I had helped with Mamma Mia. She likes being creative with some of the different costumes, so the ones that stand out to me would probably be some of the fun costumes for Seussical, as well as some of the fun costumes for The Little Mermaid.
As prep continues, everyone looks forward to the end product. This is no different for Miss Osborne, but what she looks at tends to be different from what the cast might look for in an end product.
It's always kind of nice to see when things start to come together a lot more and you move more to stage and you can see how the costumes are working with the actors playing them on stage, and maybe have to make some changes for that, like maybe something keeps falling down or somebody can't move around, so just kind of working with that.
The costumes look incredible. Also, just a heads up, there's an altered schedule on Thursday for a partial performance of the musical. So be sure to check for details, and if you want to secure your spot for the show, you can buy tickets in advance at the corner store.
A lot of music students have been busy a few weeks. Here's one more thing to think about. Don't forget to pick up your pizza and cookie dough orders after school today in the band room.
Good luck to the boys basketball team tonight. The Tigers are the 10 seed, and they'll be taking on the number 7 seed Adams Friendship in an away game. Go get a win, guys.
And before we wrap up, here's today's meetings. TSC, NHS officers, Talking Circles, females, and Art Club. Just to note, there are no meetings on Wednesday and no flex on Thursday or Friday due to the schedule changes.
That's all for the announcements. Thanks for tuning in to Paw Print Live. Have a great day, Tigers.